So what's so special about Revit anyhow? Well, there are many possible answers to that question. But in this movie, I'd like to focus on one of the easiest and most immediate benefits of using the software. Whether you're an architect, an interior designer, or a draftsman, you spend a lot of your time looking at plans, sections, and elevations. In Revit, work that you do in plan is immediately reflected in elevation and section, and vice versa. In this movie, I'll show you how Revit makes it easy to keep all your changes coordinated with a first-hand look at what I think is one of the most fundamental benefits of building information modeling, the fully coordinated building model. So I have here on screen a file called coreconcepts. It's included with the exercise files. Feel free to open this file and follow along, or you can open up any file of your choosing. Now I have here a 3D view and a floor plan, an elevation, and even a schedule. And what I'd like to show you first is, if you select any object in any view, like this door here, let me zoom in just a little bit so we can get a better look at that. Notice that that door selects in a bluish color here in the 3D view, and we're going to talk more about selection in a later movie. And it also highlights here in the elevation and here in the plan view. So it doesn't matter which view I selected in. If it's selected in all views. Now that carries through to modifications as well. If I take this door and I move it slightly, here in the floor plan view, you're going to see that change immediately take place in both the elevation and the 3D view. Let me do it again, and I'd like you to pay attention not to where I am here in the floor plan. Keep your eyes focused over here in the 3D view and in the elevation view as I make the change like so. And you'll see that it doesn't matter that I made the change in floor plan, it's immediately applied in the other views as well. Now, we're not limited to just working in graphical views when we do this. A really interesting and powerful feature of working in software like Revit is that schedules are actually live views as well. I'm going to focus my attention over here in the conference room, and you can see I have a series of doors over here in the conference room, door number 110, 111, and 110A. And I'm going to look over here at the schedule, and you'll see a list of those same doors. Here's door number 110, 110A, and 111. And notice that as I select them in the schedule, they highlight immediately in the floor plan as well. In fact, it is one and the same object. This is door number 110 listed in tabular format as a list in the schedule. This is door number 110 shown graphically in a floor plan. If I decided I wanted to make a change to that door, for example, perhaps I wanted it to be another type of door, maybe a different size, I could open up the list here and drop it down to a smaller size, and you'll see it gets slightly smaller there in the floor plan, and the sizes update here in schedule as well. Now maybe I want something a little more dramatic. So I'm going to choose a double glass door. You can see the size gets considerably larger, and you can see the graphic over here in the floor plan has changed accordingly. Now maybe I want to get a better look at that door that I just changed. I can do that by creating a new view to take a look directly at that door. And I'm going to do that with one of my favorite views in Revit, a section view. And I'm going to drag a section through the conference room, open it up, and zoom in slightly, and you can see that we're now looking directly at that double door. Now this is the same door. You can see that if I highlight it here, it's highlighted there. Now, when I'm in this section view, I might notice that there's trouble up on the second floor. I realize that there's a door right here that if we take a look in the second floor plan, isn't really in the appropriate location. This door really ought to be over here in this corridor. Whether or not I'm in the floor plan or in the section, I can make the change, and it's reflected in both views. In traditional architectural design and documentation procedures, drawings are the result of carefully reasoned thought and design. A process of draw, erase, and redraw eventually leads to the desired result, which then must be replicated in all appropriate drawings like sections and elevations. Each drawing conveys only a small abstracted part of the whole and can easily get out of sync. In contrast, the BIM/Revit workflow, all modifications are performed directly in the model, in any view that is convenient to the task at hand. Revit views are live representations of the model displayed through the prism of conventional architectural drawing types like plans, sections, and elevations. However, since each view is really just a window looking at the whole, the various views cannot get out of sync and therefore always accurately convey the current state of the design. This is one of the major benefits of using BIM software.